today's video, we will be recapping my luxury wish list for 2020 to see if I was able to get everything that was on it. But before we get into the video, if you could please like this video and then also subscribe to my channel. And if you already are a subscriber, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you never miss one of my uploads on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, I made my luxury wish list this year as a way of manifesting all of the things that I wanted. Sometimes I can get very easily distracted when it comes to luxury shopping, and I'll veer off course a little bit and get something that wasn't on it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but there were very specific items that I wanted to focus on this year. And so I made a list using my Instagram stories of all the things that I wanted to get. So the first item that was on my luxury wish list was a pair of Bottega Veneta stretch sandals. It's just something so sleek and minimalist about those sandals that I just really just vibed with. And even though I'm not really an open toe shoe person, I just love them. Like I knew I wanted a pair. But then there was the question of which color to get. They came in white, they came in this beautiful, like vibrant blue, they came in black, of course, but I struggled with what color to get. And finally, I settled on getting white. These are the Bottega Veneta stretch sandals in white. I love these. And because I did buy these while we were stuck in the house, I have actually only worn these, like I styled them once, but I did make it count. They look really, really good on foot. And like with all Bottega shoes, you have these rubber sole guards on the bottom that really help add extra cushioning for when you're walking. And then also they minimize the wear and tear on the sole. I love these shoes. I hope that I get to wear them more in 2021. But yes, these were on my list. I got them and I'm very pleased with them. The next item on my luxury wish list, as far as shoes go, was another pair of Hermes Oran sandals. I already own these sandals in white. I purchased them in 2018 for my birthday, and I'm obsessed with them. They're so comfortable. The leather literally molds to your foot. They're the best sandals ever. I'm almost upset at myself for not getting a pair sooner. I love my Oran sandals. I've pretty much worn my white ones to the point where they're not white anymore. Gross, I know, but I am just obsessed. So when I was looking for another color to get, I decided to get black because again, I do wear a lot of black even in the summertime. I know it seems contrarian, but I do. I just love that black way too much. The gold that Hermes sandals comes in, which is their brown, again, it blended too much with my skin tone and so it didn't really pop. So that's why I opted not to get that color. But the next color on my list, I want to do something more bright. Like I want to do either the orange or a red or maybe even like uh or maybe even the shade of blue that they have is like a really pretty turquoise. I think that would be next on my list for the summer. One thing to say about Hermes sandals is that it's better to get the Hermes sandals in the off season because when it starts to warm up and everybody starts buying them, they're almost always sold out. So if you want to get a pair of your own, I recommend buying them now or buying them in the next like 3 or 4 months because once spring hits and the weather starts to warm up, you're probably not going to find your size. The next shoe on my luxury wish list, we're going back to Bottega because I had a lot of Bottega shoes on my luxury wish list this year because Bottega is like the it brand right now. It's the BV Lido flat sandal. I opted for these over the heeled mule version because I'm not really a heeled mule person. I never really wear mine. And then also I have very small ankles, so heeled mules kind of slide off my feet and that's not good. So I got these in June. I ordered, these are actually the only pair that I ordered online from Bottega Veneta because this is when the boutiques were closed. So I took a risk ordering my size in these. They came super quick and they fit. I got a 37 in these. which is my regular designer shoe size for the most part. And they're perfect. They didn't require any break in time because the leather is super soft and they're flat and they're really comfortable. I do get a lot of compliments whenever I wear these. Like people are like, "Oh my God, what are those?" And I'm like, "Bottega Veneta." So you definitely will turn heads, mostly because of this very large intrecciato kind of puffy strap here. But for those who know, they know. And if you know fashion, you should get some of these. The last shoe on my luxury wish list this year is again Bottega. It is the Bottega Veneta mesh pumps. Now, I know these are is a very unpopular opinion about these. However, I love them and they're very comfortable. I wasn't really feeling them when they originally came out in the black. I will say that. But when I saw the nude, I was like, oh, I like that. That's nice. And again, once I saw them in the nude, I saw them from one of my SAs that I follow that works at the Saks Fifth Avenue in New York. I saw these and I was like, oh my God, you have them. I popped into Saks when I was in New York for Fashion Week. And even though my SA wasn't there, I was able to locate the shoes and try them on. I actually needed a 37 and a half in these pumps, which I thought was kind of weird, but hey, can't argue with the sizing. And this was the last pair that they had in the company. Like they were completely sold out. So it was kind of like, girl, are you going to get these or not? And at the time, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to buy these. Like, I really wasn't planning on spending that kind of money right now. So I asked him to put them on hold. So he put them on hold, but I couldn't stop thinking about them. And the next day, I ran back, swooped these up, and then I actually had them shipped from New York to my house because I didn't have any room in my luggage. Fashion Week, it was packed. so so basically, when I arrived back home, maybe a couple days after I got back home from my trip to New York, then these babies were on my doorstep, and we have been living in bliss ever since. Mm. Okay, now that we've gotten the shoes out of the way, let's get to the bags. So the first bag that was on my luxury wish list was a vintage Chanel Diana bag. I fell in love with the silhouette because it was so sleek and the size compared to the medium flap that I had. I did have a medium flap that was in caviar leather that I did love. However, I just like the vintage bags better. The leather was better, the hardware was better. It's just something about the vintage bags that I just really vibe with. So I made it a mission to try to find a Diana bag that was in relatively good condition and at a decent price. So I found her on Poshmark. And the great thing about Poshmark is anything that's over $500, they do authenticate. So I found her for, I think it was about 2,500 on Poshmark. She's in excellent condition. The interior is fantastic. It's like a burgundy color. I did carry this bag yesterday, so it does have my things in it. But as you can see, the interior is like a rich burgundy color. There is no interior flap. It's just the interior compartment and that's it. It does have a single strap versus a double like you would see with the classic flaps, but that's okay. You can also double up the strap inside of the bag to make the strap shorter if you wanted to carry it more as a shoulder bag. But this one is better as like a crossbody, which is fine with me. Also, sometimes I tuck in the strap completely and I kind of carry this as more of like a clutch. It's super fun. But this one is vintage from the 90s. I love her. She's my prized possession. And I'm glad that I was able to locate one. The next bag on my luxury wish list was actually not a new purchase, it's an upgrade. It's my Louis Vuitton Keep All 55 in monogram Eclipse. Now, she's an upgrade because in 2018, I bought a Keep All 45 in the same colorway, but the Keep All 45 is small. They don't tell you that. And also, the price difference between a 45 and a 55 is less than $100. They don't tell you that either. So spare yourself the drama and just get the 55 if you can get it, because that is the proper size for a good weekend travel bag. The 45 is more if you just want a glorified gym bag. I'm just saying. But of course, I go more in depth into that in my best purchases of 2020 video. But for now, just get a 55. The next bag on my luxury wish list, you have seen already multiple times across this channel, is my Chanel 19 small in denim. I had been wanting a 19 for quite some time, but I just had to find the right one for me and the right size. I knew I wanted the small because I am a very small person. I'm only 5'2.5". So the medium and the large just looked obtuse on my frame. So I had to wait a while to get a small, and then also trying to figure out which colorway I wanted took a while. But when I saw the denim, I was just like, that's it. That's the one that I want. So it finally came back into stock in mid July. And then I was able to get my hands on it. And I love this bag. I like to refer to this bag as like the millennial Chanel bag because she's not fussy, but then she still commands that presence of being like, I'm a Chanel bag, if you know what I'm saying. I do baby her quite a bit. I did accidentally knock her off a table and she hit the ground. She got a little dusty, but because she's denim, she really doesn't show dirt and she doesn't really attract dirt like I thought she would. And overall, it's a really great bag. I highly recommend this one. Next bag on my luxury wish list is Miss Colette, my Dior book tote in gray oblique. Now, I went in depth about all the trials and tribulations I had to go through to get her, but she was well worth it. Lately, I've been using it more as like an overnight bag because it fits like my toiletry bag and then also like another set of change of clothes and a few other things. But I can't wait to put her on some flights because I feel like she's going to be the perfect little carry-on bag to hold all my snacks, my magazines, my laptop, etc., etc. So I did pay retail for this. I do want to have it customized eventually on the back. The ABC Dior's where you do customization have just now started to reopen. So I might have to part ways with her for a little bit to get her customized. But other than that, I'm glad I waited for this colorway. And she's been a great purchase since I added her to my closet in July. A bag that was on my luxury wish list that I was unable to find this year was a beige boy bag. I had a beige boy bag before in the chevron and it was beautiful, but I didn't appreciate her. I thought I wanted a flap more. And so I sold her. And now I realize how rare she was because she was that perfect, like pink undertone beige that you really don't see that often in Chanel bags. And so she was rare. And now I wish I would have kept her because she would have been perfect in my closet now. I've tried with medium flaps and then also with my jumbo to have the beige with gold hardware, but it's something about that yellow undertone that I don't know. I'm just not feeling it and I don't really reach for it for that reason. So I'm still on the hunt for a beige boy bag in that particular colorway, but I think I'll find her. I just have to be more vigilant about it. Last but most certainly not least is my Loewe small puzzle bag. It's this beautiful cognac color. I actually opted for silver hardware on this one. I normally don't do that, but I just like the silver with this bag. I love this bag. It's the perfect size for like daytime, like if you're just going to go shopping. I love it as a top handle. It does have a crossbody strap. I wear it as a crossbody sometimes, but most of the time I actually wear it as a top handle like this. She's so cute. She holds all the things. She's really lightweight, like super functional. You do kind of have to get used to this like flap right here, like basically putting your things in there. But I don't mind it. Like, cause I have, Celine bags that also have really cumbersome flaps and I don't mind it at all. And then it also does have this little zip pouch on the back where if you just need to throw in like a parking ticket or a receipt or something like that back here or a car key, then it fits back there as well. I definitely want to get more puzzle bags in the future. They come in so many great colorways and fabrics that I definitely see myself having multiple puzzle bags. So, yes, this is Miss Drew. There were a few accessories that also made it onto my wish list this year. One of them was this Loewe Obi belt. Now, Monroe Steele wore this belt out. I mean, she showed up and showed out every time she wore this belt. And she always just made it look so fabulous that I was just like, I think I need that belt. And especially because it's a high waisted belt, I am a big fan of high waisted belts. I have long legs and a short torso. So I'm always looking for ways to kind of elongate my body. And high waisted belts is one of the ways that I do that. So when I saw this, I was like, I could get on that. What I couldn't get on was the price. This belt retails for $1,000. Seriously. And, I will drop a bag on, an actual handbag or some shoes without even batting an eyelash. But a belt, I was like, okay, screw, we're going to have to pull it back a little bit. So a friend of mine in her stories had posted that she had purchased a pair of shoes off of Forward because they were having a sale. And so then I was like, oh, let me just go check out the Forward sale real quick. And sure enough, this belt was on sale. It was 30% off. So instead of paying $900, it was like six something. And I knew I needed a medium because, again, I have a short torso and I'm a little bit thicker in my torso than I am in the rest of my body. So I usually have to wear a medium in things that are high waisted. So I knew I needed a medium and they only had two left. I checked out with the quickness to get this belt, but I'm so glad that I have it. I've only worn it a few times, but it's already been worth it. It works so well, especially with um, tops and skirts. I've worn it with a dress. It's just a fabulous addition to my closet. And I hope that in 2021, I do wear her a lot more because she's a great belt. Another accessory that was on my luxury wish list, but I didn't get, was a Chanel chain belt. I wanted a vintage one, preferably with the black leather along with the chain. I didn't find one on the vintage market, so I'm still on the hunt for one. I really hope that I do find one. I have one already that I paid retail for. It's gold, but I really just wanted to add one with a little bit more depth and dimension that I feel like would be more flexible with my outfits. I wanted one that had a medallion at the end versus the little chain CC drop that my current belt has. And so since I haven't found one yet, it's still on my list. I still want one. The final accessory that was on my luxury wish list this year was a pair of Tom Ford sunglasses. Now, I had this pair on my wish list, but I was unable to locate it. So instead, I got my aviators. I absolutely love these sunglasses. I mean, like, how fab are these on? Like, they're a moment. And so I knew when I saw these instead of the ones that I actually wanted, I knew I had to get these instead. And I'm very pleased with these because I wear these all the time. So it may not have been exactly what I wanted. I'm still on the hunt for those. They may not have been the exact ones I wanted, and I'm still on the hunt for those. But in the meantime, these aviators are pretty cute. I hope you enjoyed recapping my luxury wish list to see which things I was able to acquire and which things are still on the list. What's on your 2021 wish list? Like, are you hoping to get that bag you always wanted, those shoes you always wanted? Let me know in the comments. I really love to know because maybe it's an item that I have and I can give you some solicited advice. Well, that's it for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.